Your date of birth holds all the secrets to your soul. You give us your date of birth, we'll tell you the secrets to love, the secrets to lust, and who the best person for you just might be.
I have the answers.
Check out Secrets of Birthdays at secretsofbirthdays.com. Namaste, and welcome to Soul Horoscopes Orbits Edition. From my webcam to yours, I'm Christopher Witecki, your soul biographer, here to take the planets above and put them together into the story of you down here on Earth below. And boy, things have been crazy indeed. Incidentally, if you're trying to jumpstart your heart and have some passion in your life, and I know Scorpios are, and I know Sagittarius are, and I know Cancers are, I know a lot of people are. In 90 minutes, I'm going to give you some tools where you can step back into your heart. This is a day-by-day thing. These are on Saturdays, by the way, and just $33. So it's me working with you on webcam. It's really good. If you want more intense one-on-one work, well then buy a reading right now. If you buy a 1-hour reading with me, you will get a free Secrets of Birthday video emailed to you before the reading. And I have lots of slots open in April, so come on down. I book almost within 24 hours at soulmart.me. Well, we have a lot of changes going on, folks. I mean, it has been a bumpy ride. The universe has introduced a lot of Neptune, self-mercy, compassionate, kind of Christian energy. Very Easter Pisces, right? We have a pope change. We found the God particle in physics. The universe is not messing around. So this is a time of moving forward. Mercury is finally direct. We're going to wrap up the sun in Pisces, and then we're going to hop into Aries pretty aggressively because the sun is going to jump over Uranus. So without further ado, let's take the ascension elevator and take a bird's eye view of you.
This is your captain speaking. Please be advised that small knives are not allowed on the ascension elevator, as your intellect is sharp enough. Your ascension today has been powered by the God particle. And some negative news, we lost your luggage.
Hello, my captains, Capricorns, Capricorn risings, and what I call soul executives. If you bought a Lightcast report card, you are the executors of basically mankind's will. You get the job done and you have to make the hard decisions. But ironically, the Capricorns and the Capricorn risings have been having a hard time making decisions because you have been looking at how you think differently, hopefully with some self-mercy. This week we're in a 2-part week. We're going to wrap up the sun in Pisces, which for you is the examination of attitude, thoughts, and mind games, and then plow into your relationship to emotions, which is your childhood. That's the way we start or begin this transit, how we related to with our childhood, etc. So when the sun moves into Aries, it's about how I feel. That's the state of awareness. And the beginning of the transit is clearing and identifying your patterns. So finding patterns that go back to childhood. We fall into these patterns. Our relationships, our roommates, our home situation echoes these patterns. Discovering the patterns is the first beginning. Then we'll reflect in depth and we'll understand moods and history. And then hopefully by the end of the transit, you're stepping into passion, where your emotions are free from the negative vibration and you can actually step into some real joy. Now there's a lot of assistance here. Mars, Uranus, the Sun, and Venus. Later in the week, the Sun will go from 0 to step 4, or the 4th degree of the Sun in Aries. At that point on Sunday, there will be breakdowns. So just so you know, Capri Capricorns, you have a breakdown scheduled this week. Whoops. You have a breakdown scheduled this week, just like that, and that is emotionally. So if you are a person that hides your emotions or does not accept your emotions, that's the bigger the breakdown. If you let it come out and cry and just acknowledge that this is what your emotions are saying to you, then it won't be difficult. Now, Saturn in Scorpio is retrograde, but it doesn't mean you get out of being responsible about belonging. Belonging to, in other words, not allowing your heart to attach to the wrong entities in the world, the wrong organizations, the wrong efforts, but ones that are more related to you. You want to love and trust that all of that will work out. And Mercury goes direct, thank goddess for that, but ironically, it's way back in the beginning of the I think transit. So Capricorns are thinking about thinking still. In fact, as we start off, Mercury rules the mind, so intuition is hopefully guiding you. Once Mercury crosses Chiron up there, your mind will be healed, so to speak. So you'll be thinking positively, and you won't be looking at thinking again this intensively for a year when the sun goes back into Pisces. But Neptune is there, so the universe obviously has a pretty big investment. So let's take a look at the greater galactic view by flying into outer space, because what is above is below. That's why we study the planets. All right, and let's of course begin with Sunday. Cloudy chance of anxiety on Sunday. That's because the moon shifts across Jupiter and puts pressure on your body, your health, and in the moment. So there's a lot of anxiety in the moment. On top of that, Mars is ruling the day, giving you pressure to act on your new attitude. So Sunday can go for or against you. It's kind of a test of your attitude to see if your mind can stay on the right path. And what it is that your body is extra sensitive on Sunday, making that test a bit more intense. On Monday, you're sunny and hyper aware. The moon is now off of Jupiter, but focused on the moment. So best to control your day on Monday, not do too much you don't want to do. It's time to commit to that attitude. Commit to the message, commit to the mental, intellectual direction. It's time to wrap up Pisces and commit and hold space. You want to love and trust that everything will work out. But the universe has a lot of other things on our plates, according to the aspects. Let's take a look. For one, there is that yod. It started last week. It continues this week. This yod points to Jupiter. What this basically says is when things go awry, all right, focus on Jupiter. In other words, when you're not sure, well, basically up there in the upper left-hand corner, where you're not sure with Pluto on how your ego should be, or Saturn in Scorpio is not sure of where you belong in society, well, listen to Jupiter, which is how you want to feel in the moment. If you focus on how you want to feel in the moment, then your ego and your belonging will take care of themselves. But there's also a Saturn yod this week, which says, hey, when feeling the moment's not working, well, then go back to at least understanding where you don't belong. Be decisive about where you don't belong. Be clear on where you don't belong. Make sure you're standing in the not wrong space when it comes to the world or groups of society, especially with this month's transit with the sun in Aries, where you're getting more comfortable in your own feelings. Again, just lean on what you do know so far. And then the moon orbit here at the bottom, just to outline, it crosses Jupiter, which is probably the most intense part of the month. See, when it hits that big planet, which of the week, which is Sunday. So when it crosses that place, this is where you are strummed to focus on exactly what I said, be in the moment. Then it moves to relationships, trust and intimacy, and beliefs by the end of the week. All right. On Wednesday, it's cloudy with a chance of some storms. Not too bad, but unfortunately, it's the last tested day of mind games. So your mind must be of integrity and on the right path on Tuesday to feel okay. The moon is also hyper aware, so thoughts can easily trigger dis-ease in the soul or illness. By the end of the day, the moon is moving into Cancer, and hopefully your mirage, or the way you treat yourself, is good. On Wednesday, cloudy chance of some love issues. The moon moves into Cancer, and so now you are feeling and bouncing off of your relationship. So there could be a relationship that triggers you. But there's so much else going on I'm going to show you here that may have nothing to do with relationships. It could also be your mirage, the way you relate to yourself. All those kind of count. But Pluto rules the day, so there's death in the air, and it's the death of the transit we just lived and the birth of the transit we're about to live, which is the sun at 0 degrees in Aries. And that transit has to do with how you feel. So it's quite likely the universe has set up all sorts of scenarios to suddenly throw you into the grips of your own emotions and make you feel how you feel for once. A lot of Capricorns do not pay attention to that. The universe also, though, has some back work going on. For one, this soul pyramid. So as we're transitioning from Pisces to Aries, or in your case, from thoughts to emotion, in the background, the universe is catching up with itself. So this Wednesday is a cloudy, weird day. What happens is your light is united with this grand trine. The moon in Cancer pulls you with relationships and how you relate to yourself and how you relate to mirages. Saturn in Scorpio is where you don't belong anymore in society. And then over in with that healing still in Pisces, this is the healing mind. So basically your grand triangle of strength inside is how you relate to yourself, where you shouldn't be in the world, and how your mind shouldn't think, which all these shouldn'ts you think is negative, but the truth is when we're turning our back on pain, it's not a bad thing. Now, there's also some fear being shaken loose, which is these red lines here. Basically, the fear goes between the month's topic and two topics that are not new whatsoever. The month's topic, of course, is your emotions. So your emotions are uneasy. What are they uneasy about? Well, your ego, how to protect yourself, and on the other hand, uneasy about your relationships, especially to yourself. I don't see that uneasiness going away anytime soon until the transit's a bit more progressed, so this is a real good time to nurture and be there for yourself, just working through that particular square. All right, on Thursday, it's sunny and sentimental. The moon is well into the house of relationships. Perhaps someone comes to help you out, makes you feel good. That's good. The sun also clicks into 1 degree, so now we're really starting to feel where we are. And I think you're going to find that your mind sets you up for a lot of what's not really there. When you check your actual emotions, a lot of times your feelings are cool stuff, even though your mind has racked the hell out of you in worry. So on Thursday, you're starting to feel what you are or aren't. Then comes Friday. Now on Friday you are sunny and perky but private. The moon in Leo withdraws your emotions back into the background behind your boundaries, so I imagine you'll be a little detached. It's also a very passionate day. The moon rules the day, so emotions are telling you where they are, and let's not forget, this is your emotional transit. So if your emotions are in a bad place, although the breakdown is scheduled for Sunday, it's been my experience the breakdown can happen as soon as Friday, as soon as things get really emotional. So hang in there. You have to discover what's not working. Oops, that's Friday again. Then on Saturn Day, it's sunny, detached, not too emotional. Jupiter rules the day, so that brings optimism, hope, opportunities, information, education, information you were looking for. And again, the topic, is how to deal with your own emotions. So you will open up. You're still protected with the moon in Leo, but you will open up hopefully on Saturday to some alternative ways of dealing with your own feelings. Then on Sunday, cloudy with a chance of worry. And this worry really is a test, another test of the last month issue of the way your mind operates, the way you approach your mind. On top of that, though, Uranus does rule the day. So this is the big breakdown. If you didn't have it on Friday, you might have it on this particular day. Again, discovering or finding something in the way you manage your emotions that doesn't serve you. It could be something literally in the home breaking down, forcing you to pay more attention on your own self-nurturing, or a relationship to a roommate that breaks down. On top of that, there is a sticky opposition. Take a look at this. The moon, as it moves into Virgo, directly opposes the sensitive spot of the sun in Pisces. So as the moon gets theoretical in Virgo and your feelings start trying to get meaning and purpose and understand, suddenly they're opposing this new, fresh, clean attitude in your mind. So your own questioning might trigger or test your positive attitude and not negative mind, and that's something you want to keep in mind or mindful of on Sunday. Also keep mindful of these other points God Universe said. One, to be very clear on how to be in the moment, and two, with Saturn, to be very clear on where you don't belong, so at least you feel safe out in the world. Okay, so with that said, I think it's time to fly home and wrap it up. Well, that wraps up another week of Soul Horoscopes. One final cute little tip, and that has to do with Jupiter in Gemini. Jupiter in Gemini has moved to chapter 2, which means there's no more thinking to do. It is time to act on what you've been thinking about literally for 6, almost 7 months. So move and act on those thoughts. And Jupiter means that fortune will indeed come. Now, remember, I'm available on the air, and this week, all week long, I will be there Monday through Friday for guided hangouts at 11 a.m. Mercury is direct, and our staff is retrograde. They are recreating themselves now that Mercury is direct, and we're going to come back to you with a whole new front. We're super excited, but come on down. I've got a lot of cool topics. We're going to talk about the new Pope, the God particle, and I've got some excitement, something to introduce you, Dr. Mom. She's this cool lady that helped me heal as well. So come on down. Pacific time, 11 a.m., Monday through Friday this week, and they're all recorded. And if you're watched over by the Guardian Agency, I will send you emails with the video all week long. And if you'd like to try GA, try it. It's only 1 penny for the first week. All right, my fellow soul gardeners, I love you so much. Until next week, live, love, be.